Oh, so it's 10:55 a.m. and I just, thank God I made it to Firestone safely in this car, because it does need brakes. But I never, I know how to go very slow, and just let the car cruise where, give myself enough room, drive slow enough. Even that's not recommended, and so I haven't been driving it, but of course it needs brakes. But the thing is with Pep Boys, I had a lifetime warranty supposedly on the pads or whatever, because I spent money. I guess it was in 21, they said, or maybe in 22. And so they said, well, your brakes would be covered. But I think normally they would just send you email, or even the last time I went there earlier this year, and I told the guy that checks you in and everything, I'm like, hey, I heard like sound like the brake. He said, oh, it's probably, because it had rained. Oh, it's probably just the rain. But if they would have checked the brakes, it would have saved me a lot of money. Since the brake pads is covered, it would have saved me probably half, more than half of what I have to spend now. But it's just unfortunate, and so I was trying to get an increase on my firm and different things to cover it, because they was talking about $1,300, and then the engine light was on. So this year, the end of this month, my mother has to the car has to pass an emission test, and so I had spent a lot of money with Pep Boys, and was that maybe this is 25, 24, and 23. By the end of the year, I think I had spent like close to $1,200, and then the engine light was still on. I had to wait a whole month because the technician Ben, who's been there for 20 years, was gone for a month. So every week I had to go to the Secretary of State, pay $10, and get this little printout that you put on the rear window of the car, and you have to take the plates out. And I had to do that every week until Ben got back, and then he looked at it, and then he replaced the knob where the gas, where you put the gas, and he replaced the knob, and so it stayed off for a minute and came back on. And but the thing is, I end up spending so much money in 23, easily, because then I had to pay the full price for the sticker, which was $160. So I know I paid like around over $1,300. And then last year in 24, I think it need not a starter. I think I paid $700 for that, and then this year already I paid, I think I got oil changes twice with something, and it was like $150 or $140 Pep Boys, and then I went to Strickland oil change place, and I think I know I paid $100 something there, and then I just paid another $90 and got work done at Pep Boys 1143. So I've spent so much money already, and now with the brakes, they talking about $1,300, and then they saying I need another tune-up. So I'm like, what type of tune-up did you do in 23 for the past the emissions test? So I'm like, when they did the diagnostic test. So I'm here at Firestone. I had to apply for a credit card just to help me cover the cost of the brakes, just trying to make it through the year. And then, next year, God willing, I'll be doing this other type of work where I can just probably, look at getting a new car, because when the cars get older, man, and my spirit told me it wasn't meant for me to have any more work done over there at Pep Boys, because if Ben is the only person and you have to wait a whole month in 23, it's like, man, it's time to move on. So I started looking online, and I saw Firestone, and so I'm here. So let's see how today goes. Oh, so it's 4:32, and the brakes are repaired, I believe. Oh, but it was $1,400 and something dollars. At Pep Boys, it was gonna be $1,363, but you know, I wasn't able to get an increase on my credit line, and at least when here through Firestone, I was able to get a credit card to pay for it. It's like everything is real, and like I said earlier, you know, it is really part of it. Partially, is like the fault on. It's always your own fault, but for the mere fact that when I told the guy earlier this year, I'm like, I heard the brakes on me, so it's probably rain. But when you know about cars, you at a certain point with your brake pads, you got to say, hey, I want y'all to just replace the brake pads. You know, it's not going to be a whole lot, but man, sometimes we have to learn hard lessons, right? But at least that part is done. I mean, it's just dangerous when your brake pads is out, you know, and if the brakes go out, man, you screwed. So I was like, even though the car needs other work, but oh my goodness, I just like, let me just get through this hurdle. And today is Friday, so whew, thank Allah, that is a wrap. More debt, right? At least, you know, I can live another day. Thank you. That was a CTA bus. You don't see too many CTA buses that's decked out.